Hi everyone. In this video, I'm going to talk about what a small transit agency needs to do to put RideSheet into place in their organization. I'm going to break it down into two basic components: the technical requirements and the organizational requirements. On the technical side, let's get started with the most basic requirement: internet access. RideSheet is cloud-based. Its data lives online in a Google data center, and you access it over the internet. If you don't have a stable internet connection, then its functionality is going to be limited. You may be able to see a local copy that's on your browser or that you've downloaded as a backup, but you'll lose the ability to collaborate and sync data in real time. Now, for some rural agencies, internet access can be a real challenge. If it's dropping out regularly, RideSheet may not be the right fit. Alternatively, you could think about setting up a backup plan for when you lose internet access. For example, you could get access to a mobile Wi-Fi hotspot so that when your landline internet connection goes down, you still have internet access through a cellular service. The key to this aspect of things is making sure that you have stability more than speed and having solid contingency plans so that when you do lose access, it doesn't stop your operations. Next up is Google Workspace. RideSheet is built on Google Sheets, and Google Sheets comes as a part of Google Workspace. This is the same suite of software that includes Google Docs, Google Drive, Calendar, Gmail for Business, and so on. The good news is if you don't have Google Workspace already, it can be very easy to set up. And for nonprofits, it gets even better. Google has a Workspace for Nonprofits program for which there are no fees if you are a 501c3 nonprofit. That said, depending on your situation, this step of getting Workspace for your organization can be simple or it can take coordination. Smaller organizations can often set it up directly with just a credit card and a domain name, and you're good to go. If you're part of a county, city, tribal government, or some other public agency, you may need to work with your IT department. In many cases, you'll need their approval to get Google Workspace put into place because they need to ensure that the organizational policies and procedures are being followed and that they can effectively help you when you need technical support for things like forgotten passwords. While the sign-up process itself is straightforward, I recommend talking with whoever manages your email and IT systems before moving forward. It'll save you a lot of headaches later. Now, the third piece is basic spreadsheet skill. Don't worry, you don't need to be a spreadsheet wizard. RideSheet doesn't require that you be able to create or understand complex formulas or programming or anything like that. What you do need is staff who are comfortable with navigating spreadsheets, doing data entry, and following clearly defined processes. Now, if your team already uses spreadsheets for things like timesheets or basic reporting, you're probably ready to go on this front. But if spreadsheets are totally new to you, I suggest spending some time doing some trainings. Okay, that's it for the technical requirements. Now, let's talk about organizational factors. I've been working with small organizations around technology for 25 years, and in my experience, it's not the technical factors that really drive whether an organization is going to be successful with a new tool, whether it's RideSheet or anything else. Really, it's the organizational cultural factors that are the biggest deciders. So let's talk about those. First, it's important to foster a culture that's open to learning and change. Moving from paper to digital systems is a significant operational shift, and many staff may be nervous or hesitant. I think it's important to acknowledge that and give people space to learn without fear of messing up. Second, it's important to name a champion. Every successful rollout I've ever seen has at least one person who really owns the implementation process. That's the person that really digs into RideSheet, helps others when they get stuck, and is enthusiastic about improving on existing systems. We at Full Path are such believers in those champions that we are working closely with the National Rural Transit Assistance Program to host a monthly RideSheet user group to support them. It's a great place for everyone to meet other users who have been where you are, working to implement RideSheet and put it to its best use. Third, it's important to plan your migration. Don't expect to just flip the switch on the day of and expect that transition to be smooth without some significant planning. RideSheet, by design, touches so many different aspects of a transportation operation that you really need that plan in place. For example, how will you move over your existing data? How will you ensure that everyone has the logins and right levels of access? How will staff learn the new system so they can enter and interpret the data in RideSheet properly? Fourth, and this is the final point, be realistic about the time and effort required to implement a new tool like RideSheet. This is so important. It's normal for productivity to often get worse before it gets better. People are learning, mistakes happen, and old habits die hard. Give your team permission to slow down a little in the short term so that they can move faster over the long term. So, to recap, RideSheet requires 3 technical basics: a reasonable, stable internet connection, a Google Workspace account, and staff with basic spreadsheet skills. Then, on the organizational side, the agencies that tend to succeed the most with this kind of implementation are the ones that prepare their people. They foster openness to change, they have a designated champion, they plan their migration, and they set realistic expectations. I think with those approaches, RideSheet can be a great fit and you can get through the pains of implementation. It doesn't have to matter that you are a small transportation provider that doesn't have a big IT budget. Thanks for watching. Check the links in the description for resources on setting up Google Workspace, the Google for Nonprofits program, free training on Google Sheets, and documentation for the RideSheet project. There's also contact information if you have questions or if you would like us to give you a one-on-one walkthrough of RideSheet.